Hi guys, it's Carly, and sadly Lauren's not here to join me today, but she will be leading you in the craft. Today's craft, we are making Pom Pom turtles. Let's get into the craft.
Alright everybody, for today's craft you're going to need your piece of cardboard, a small cup, a coin or something about the size of a coin, a pen, a pair of scissors, and the felt and string that were in your bag. Alright, so you're not going to need the felt right now. You're going to take your small cup and your pen, and you're going to trace 2 circles around a small cup. You need to make sure that it's small so that you can get 2 circles on this piece of cardboard that was in your bag. Once you're done with your 2 larger circles, you're going to put your cup away and grab your coin or your coin-shaped object. You're going to trace one of those in the middle of one of the circles. Right now, you only need to trace it in the middle of one. Once you're done with your small circle, you can put the coin to the side too. Now you're going to cut out both of your circles, just like I'm doing here. Now comes the tricky part. You're going to take and you're going to cut out the middle circle, but you're going to cut 2 slits so that it's like an opening into the middle of the circle. I kind of cut a triangle so that I could get that piece of cardboard out of the way for me to cut the rest of the small circle. But you just need to cut and make like a V and then cut around the little circle, and then I'll show you what to do. Okay, so once you're done with your C, I guess you could call it your letter C, you're going to put that on the other circle and trace it. The goal here is to make your 2 C's look exactly the same. So you want them to be the same size, the same shape. So you're going to trace it, and then you're going to cut that one out too, just like I'm doing. Alright, so once you're done cutting your 2 C's, it's time to start making the pom-pom. You can set your scissors aside because you won't need that quite yet, and you can unravel your yarn. I would recommend unraveling almost the entire thing of yarn because there's probably going to be a knot in it somewhere, and it's better to get it out before you start making the pom-pom than right while you're in the middle of making your pom-pom. So I would just take your yarn, have a mom or dad, maybe a sibling, pull it across the room and straighten it out so you don't have any knots. Alright, now you're going to take your 2 C's and line them up just like you had them before so they're the same size and the same shape. Next, you're going to take your yarn and just start wrapping it all the way around the C's. Keep in mind that you're going to use all of your yarn and you want it to reach all the way to the other side. So don't make it too thick, but don't make it too thin either because you want a nice thick pom-pom. So just wrap it around like you see me doing until it's all the way to the other side of the cardboard C's. Alright, so now that I'm at the end, I can see that I still have some thread left. So I'm actually just going to wrap it around some random spots, just add a little thickness, and just use up most of the rest of the yarn. But I'm going to leave a little bit at the end because that's what I'm going to tie my pom-pom with. So now you need your scissors back. You're just going to cut off just a little bit, enough that you can make a knot in. So now that I have my yarn wrapped all the way around, I'm going to split open the cardboard circles, or the C's, and put my scissors right in between them. Be really careful about this because you can really hurt yourself. So have a parent help you, have an older sibling help you, just don't hurt yourself because I almost hurt myself doing this. But you just want to kind of maneuver the scissors in between the 2 C's and just cut the pieces of yarn apart. Try and keep the yarn in the middle of the C's because that's what's going to help you tie your pom-pom. So you're just going to have to fiddle around with the scissors. It's a little bit difficult, but I know you guys will get it in the end. You're just going to keep cutting in between the 2 C's until you're all the way to the other side. So once you've cut all the yarn, you're going to kind of group it all into the center hole in the middle of the C's. Then you're going to be really careful and you're going to split the two cardboard pieces apart, just enough so that the piece of yarn that we cut off before can fit through them. So you're going to like thread the yarn between the two cardboard circles. You can see it's kind of difficult, so if you need help, make sure to ask. And then you're just going to tie a simple knot. You can see me doing that here. Then you're going to pull it super tight so that it sticks, and then you're going to actually turn it around and come tie it on the other side, and then tie it back on the same side again. You can do this as many times as you want to make your pom-pom feel secure. Just make sure to pull tight every time. Now you're going to take your pom-pom out of the two C's, and now it actually looks like a pom-pom. It's not just a bundle of yarn anymore. So now that you have your pom-pom, there's some like long edges, so you can trim those off, and now you have a mostly round one. Now you can trim off the other long pieces and kind of like fuzz it up a little bit, make it look like a pom-pom you might find at the store. So now it's time to grab that piece of felt that was in your bag before. You're going to take your pen and you're going to use this felt to make a head, fins, and feet for your turtle. Bigger is always better. So you can always trim up the pieces later if they're too big. So make a big head, some big fins, and some big feet. I drew my things a little too small, so I had to trim my pom-pom later, which you're going to see. But just bigger is always better in this situation. So draw out your pieces and then cut them out like you see me doing. Alright, so now that you have all your pieces cut out, you're going to glue them onto the pom-pom. If you see some long pieces of yarn, you can trim them up like you just saw me doing. I wanted my pom-pom to be nice and circular when I put on the pieces. So you're going to actually split the pom-pom a little bit, and you're going to make a flat edge, and you're going to take your glue, recommend using hot glue because it dries pretty fast, and you're going to put it right on the crease of the pom-pom where you like split it open. And you're going to take your head, you're going to stick it in there, and you're going to roll the pom-pom back over it and hold it. I would recommend getting an adult to help with the hot glue gun because it's really easy to hurt yourself because of the hot glue. So you're just going to hold your piece of your head in there and keep it between the pom-pom and just hold it there so that the glue dries. Next, you're going to put on one of your fins. Just like before, you're going to split the pom-pom, hold it, put some glue in the crease, and stick the fin in. You're going to roll the pom-pom over, and you're going to hold it. I recommend holding it for about 15 to 20 seconds. You're going to repeat this for every single piece that you have. So you're going to do it for the other fin and the two legs. You can see here that when I glued my legs were a little bit too small. So once I had finished holding the glue down and making it dry, I had to trim my pom-pom up so that you could actually see the legs. So I just took my scissors, trimmed just the back of the pom-pom just a little bit, just enough so that the legs stuck out so my turtle had legs. If you have a problem with this, you can always get an adult to help, but just if you have too short of legs or fins or head, just trim up the pom-pom so that you can see them. Once you're done gluing and trimming, you can take your pen and mark on some eyes for your turtle, and then you're done. Enjoy your pom-pom turtle!
Thank you for tuning in to this week's craft. Tune in next week on Monday, August 30th to make felt gnomes. Bye guys!